Free agency has officially opened up. The Chicago Bears continue to make a lot of noise across the league, making big changes to the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Let's talk about it. Bear down. Before I begin, I would like to just take a quick little second to thank everybody who's been hitting me up. Those that know, you know who you are, that have been telling me, man, get back to the pod. We still talk about the Bears on a daily basis. We're still following the news on a daily basis. We're still conversating. We're still talking. But thank you guys for telling me, man, just get back onto this platform, put it on video. So you know who you are. Like to just say thank you. And with that being said, my oh my, let's talk about those 2025 Chicago Bears. Ryan Poles continues to make big changes. The NFL almost seems like they have been put on notice. You have players like Amaron St. Brown even making an eye saying, hey, my former coach Ben Johnson is over there influencing. You could tell he's influencing because they are making moves. They are finally throwing money to the offensive linemen. They are finally throwing money into the trenches. The Chicago Bears, although last year you had Caleb, you had Roma Dunze, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, you had playmakers, guys that can make things happen. You found out the hard way. At the end of the day, games are won and lost in the trenches. I would actually like to take a little second to thank the Philadelphia Eagles for winning the Super Bowl in the style and the fashion that they did. They reminded teams like the Chicago Bears, this game is won in the trenches, man. You control the tempo of the game, you control everything from the inside out. And that's honestly something that we are seeing amongst all teams around the league. Guards are starting to get paid a lot of money. Interior linemen are starting to get paid a lot of money. Ryan Poles, I think, got ahead of that curve just a little bit by bringing in Joe Thuney via trade, fifth. I believe they gave a fourth round draft pick, in the 2026 draft for a four-time All-Pro player, four-time Super Bowl champion, won 2 rings with the Kansas City Chiefs and 2 rings with the New England Patriots. He knows a little bit about winning, right? Doesn't matter what way you slice it, that impressive resume from a Joe Thuney, somebody that's a Hall of Famer, not only brings winning pedigree to your unit, he's also just bringing a leadership and establishing what winning football looks like. Someone that these young guys could look up to. And that's why I don't want the Ryan Poles, I don't want the Chicago Bears to just dismiss adding more offensive linemen in the draft. You have to. You still got to develop guys young because we need this to be sustained success. Over the last 5 seasons, there's only been 5 linemen with 2,500 snaps, pass snaps, having allowed less than 10 sacks. Joe Thuney is one of those guys. Doesn't matter which way you slice it, that resume is impressive. He brings a lot to the table, a lot to this unit, a lot to the Chicago Bears. And even before bringing in someone like Joe, the Chicago Bears brought in a familiar face with Ben Johnson, offensive lineman Jonah Jackson, who spent 4 years in Detroit under Ben Johnson. He did play guard for him, was able to get a Pro Bowl season in 2021. You got to hope that he returns into the form. Let's be honest, his experience last year with the Rams was kind of a failed experience, a failed experiment. Was only able to play 4 games due to a lingering shoulder injury. However, the Rams did use him at left guard, center, and right guard. Try to find a home for him. It just didn't work out. Was not playing well, but he did manage to also not give up a sack in 181 pass block attempts, even in 2024. So, with that being said, you bring versatility to the offensive side of the ball. I do see that I do believe that we will have Braxton Jones at left tackle. If anything changes in the draft, we'll see. But for now, it's looking like Braxton Jones is going to be your left tackle. Joe Thuney, left guard. Drew Dahlman is going to be your center. A big splash in free agency day one. The highly regarded center out of the Atlanta Falcons, the number 1 center in many people's boards. Did turn down some money to go to other teams. Becomes the second highest paid center in the NFL. Gets inserted to the middle of this offensive line. Jonah Jackson at right guard and Darnell Wright at right tackle. It's really, really hard not to get excited if you're a Bear fan because man, oh man, do we look like we know what we are doing. You're bringing in another proven talent to the offensive side of the ball, this time in a center that can help your quarterback with the protection. Although he did miss some games due to an ankle injury last year, across 9 games in 2024, Drew Dahlman only allowed the fifth lowest one-on-one pressure rate amongst centers. It's something to get excited for. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you feel about what the Chicago Bears are doing so far this offseason, so far in the free agency? Haven't got a chance to talk about the defensive side of the ball. We'll do that on the next video. However, what are your thoughts right now? How do you feel? The work is not over. It is not done. This doesn't cement anything, right? We got to keep adding depth because that's what the Eagles taught you. You keep on bringing more bodies to the offensive linemen and to the defensive side of the ball. You win the game in the trenches. Bear down.